All right. We are back in action. Welcome back to the NPU Podcast. This is episode 11. This is the first episode in probably close to a year and a half. Got off the rails with it for a little while, got busy with the media, the marketing, and just really working one-on-one with a lot of the guys in the agency. So I'm happy to get back on the podcast. Got our NPU athletes here in the chat today. Looking forward to talking to them and getting into a little bit of their seasons and, learning more about college football, college golf, and having a productive conversation. So without further ado, I'll let each of them kind of introduce themselves. Guys, thanks for hopping on today. We'll start with Nick. Just let the audience know your name and where you're from, where you're playing ball at, and maybe what you're studying in school. So let's hear it.
All right, I'm Nick Deshong. I am from Cromwell, Connecticut. I go to school at Colby College in Maine, and I'm studying education and history, and I play football.
We, Jason.
All right, my name's Jason Fleurejiste. I'm from Middletown, Connecticut. I play football at the University of Norwich in Vermont, and I study in elementary education.
We.
My name's Anthony Nanfito, also from Middletown, Connecticut. I play golf at Western Connecticut State University in Danbury, Connecticut.
Sweet. So got the golf boys on, and with Kiko, we're going to talk a little bit about Kiko Golf and his partnership, and going to go through, some things with the NPU guys and, some of your guys' merch and kind of when I clip this up, my plan is to have you guys have those, shots of your merch and stuff and some of the media. So, excited to push this episode out and have these guys on. So thanks guys for hopping on. I appreciate it. But just starting off, guys, pretty big year for all of you. You guys all got to see your own playing time in your own sense. Ant got his first, couple golf matches underway this past fall and was in the starting rotation for Western Connecticut. Nick, same thing at Colby, and Jason at Norwich. I'm going to kind of go through each of your guys' seasons and just, want to hear from you about how it went and, what the adjustment was like moving from high school football to college football or high school golf to college golf. And talking more about your transition into your first 4 years. So, Nick, man, got to come down and see Colby College at Wesleyan University this past year. Something new I started was NP College Game Day, and that series performed very well. And I love to get to see your team in action, see you in the pads this year was really cool, and it was really encompassing of our program of how far we've come. Right, like all of you guys started with me when you're in high school, and now you're here. You're in it now. So Nick, man, what was that first season like for you at Colby?
Well, the first season was it was a struggle balancing school as a high academic school with football. My days were pretty packed from basically 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. It was honestly really hard for me at the start because it's really hard watching the sidelines, wanting to be on that field and just yearning for that, yearning for playing time. Which I only got playing time on PAT because of injuries. But other than that, it's just that yearn for playing is in me now, which is why it's further me all season to go stronger, go faster, do everything a little extra further.
Yeah. Yeah, I think some of the growing pains of freshman year sometimes are you're not seeing the same play time as you got in high school, and that adjustment period is a different, aspect, different part of the game that you have to kind of learn to become comfortable with in your first year at least, especially when you're learning maybe a new role or have a certain position that you're playing that is different. Jason, how was your first year? Was it kind of similar to some of that, or did yours go any different? How did yours compare to Nick's as far as what you were able to do at Norwich in the first year?
I mean, yeah, everything that Nick said, mine is pretty similar too. I got to see some playing time on special teams like kickoff return,
Yeah.
block, punt rush, and punt. Yeah, it's really just, is trying to get on that field. And it was a big adjustment from high school because I played a lot in high school, but when I switched to college, it's my freshman year, I barely played. And I
Right.
had a senior and a junior in front of me. So it was just like kind of hard to adjust, including with school on top of that. Our coaches like really get on us about school. So it's hard to kind of like balance both of them out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a major focus. You're a student athlete first when you're in college, and that's the major adjustment that you might see in a given schedule is like you have study hall time, you have certain time that you gotta, allocate to school and stuff like that. Um, it's different. It's different from a high school flow, and I'm sure you kind of seen some of the same things at being on a golf team. It's different experience for you other than football. What was yours kind of like as a golfer in your first year so far?
Yeah, just hearing off what they said, I mean, for football, it's definitely like you're gonna have some of those guys in front of you. But like for my process is like definitely balancing school for golf. It's not as crazy because I'm sure you guys are always lifting 6 a.m. lifts, practices, all that. But we're going out there practicing, we're playing 18 holes. So really for me it's just more of fabricating my game and having school as well. So it's like the balance between school and golf is pretty good for me.
Yeah, I think that there's a major adjustment that you learn as a college athlete is it is different. As far as the schedule goes. I think my mic hold up. Gotta fix my mic. Sorry about that. Do I sound There we go. That should be good now. Yeah, there's a big adjustment period when you first go into your college freshman year of college. As far as meetings go for your sports, football's a little different. And Nick and Jason, I'm sure, did you guys have meetings during the days where you guys were going over film and going over the game plan for the week? And I'm sure that was probably a major adjustment and kind of learning how to balance that inside and outside of the classroom. What was your Nick, if you could take me through, like, what's it given, a day in the life? Like, how many meetings are you attending on a, weekly basis up at Colby?
So in season, it was about two-ish, depending on what was the day of. Game days, it was more than it was like three when we were away, three meetings. It would go so my regular day, say like a Monday, it would go or like a Tuesday. It would go 8 a.m. class, break for breakfast. Then I had a 9:45 class to 11, and then I would have to go lift, and then after lift I would have another class, and then I would have my meetings, and then we'll go to practice, and then we'll go straight to dinner as a team. And then game days, it was as soon as we got off the bus, we would have dinner, have a senior meeting, where the senior come out and talk to us about what his experiences were, get us hyped up a little bit, and then the coaches come in and talk. And then the day of the game, we'll have pre-game meetings, and then we'll have legit right before we go on the field meetings.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot in one day, and you kind of look back at it and you're like, whoa, like you don't really realize it when you're going through it. I feel like, but now that you're out of, in an off season, have you found that you do have more time to focus in the classroom and outside of the sport? Do you feel that way too, Jason?
Yeah, I feel that way too.
Yeah.
Because during the season, I would like have class from like 8 a.m. to at least like 2 p.m. Then right after that, I have to go to meetings. Then after meetings, I'll go get a quick lift in. Then we'll go to practice. And after practice, we'll just go to dinner.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot in one day. And I'm sure you kind of had a different feel to your season. As far as golf goes, it's such an individualized sport. There's not really as much scouting that you have to do for golf. What is a day in the life like for a golfer at the D3 level? Are you having meetings with your team, or is it more so getting to the range and stuff like that?
Well, so yeah, like during the week we have two scheduled practices, which is Fridays and Mondays for us. So we'll go and practice as a team and we'll compete with everybody there. We'll have coach on site. But like during the week, other than that, depending on like what your class schedules are, like our coach is always at the course from 9 a.m. to 11, so he's there. So I try to get into that time frame where I try to go hit the range. I mean, other than that though, if I'm not hitting the range, I'm working with my swing coach Lambo. Um, really good guy. Working with him, playing with my other teammates. We're always competing with each other, which I feel like. But at the end of the day, it's really how honed in you want to get on like my game.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's such a different feel. I just got off the course today actually, and first time of the year, and not too bad. Usually I go out there and I hack them up the first time, and not today though. I felt pretty good today. And that usually doesn't happen for first day of the year. But man, I missed golf. It's been, I feel like it was like a seasonal depression that I get around like March because you just want it to be nice out and missed warm weather. So today was cloudy, but was able to still get out there. It's about 55, 60 degrees. So couldn't ask for better. Is it still cold up in Maine, Nick, or what?
Yeah, I was having a thought that warm weather was a myth, but
Yeah,
the snow finally started melting a little bit. Um, Legit, everything's melting, and now I went to go hit the field for the first time in a couple
nice.
long. But yeah, I'm finally happy to see grass again. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
Maine has officially made me hate snow. Yeah,
Sweet. Yeah, Jason, it's cold up where you are too, isn't it?
Yeah, today was actually pretty warm. I'm not gonna lie. We was in
Yeah.
the 60s for the day. I was
But
surprised by
what town is it in again? Norwich?
that. Northfield,
North
North Vermont,
Vermont. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you're pretty far up there. How far is that from Middletown?
like 3 hours.
Okay. And Nick, you said you're like what, 4 or 5?
four and a half,
4.5. Okay. And then
four and a half.
Ant's about an hour from Middletown. So glad that you guys all kind of got the opportunity to travel outside of, obviously Ant's still in Connecticut, but he's very close to New York. And got glad that you guys got to at least get to experience outside of Connecticut and seeing a different, state. It's always cool. Like I was happy that I went to school in Massachusetts. It's a different feel. It still obviously feels like home when you're on a place that you're enjoying. But it's different climate in some areas, especially in Maine, Nick. I can only imagine. I'm sure Vermont too, man. Like those two states, they get, depending on the spot, get pretty cold. But
I was talking to some guys. Like they said, we got snow in April last year.
oof, yeah, that
Snow
would,
in April. Yeah.
yeah. And it's been like there's been some snow this year, like for sure. So I can only imagine that could, if you guys got snow in April, that would definitely mess up spring ball.
Those 5 a.m. walks were bad when the wind was blowing.
Oh yeah.
Snow was loose. Snow was flying sideways in my face.
Oh
That
yeah.
was bad.
Yeah, yeah. You're contemplating, you're walking, you're like, what? I don't want to go to this right now. Yeah, I feel that, man. I had a couple of those lifts too. We never worked out at 5 a.m. We would do 6 a.m. and
It's
even
6 a.m., but I leave at 5 a.m. You just get there early.
okay, I gotcha.
I stretch out and everything.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's important. There's like those 6 a.m. lifts, like after, like now that I'm not an athlete, I just look at those days now and I'm like, "Ah, I don't know how I did that." Like I wake up for work every day at 6:30 and like that's fine. But like just I told myself after football, I was like, I'm not waking up to work out that early ever again because I had it, like I was good. But no, it's another thing that you guys will see after you guys are playing careers are over. It's like the macho lifting, the lifting heavy, just to, say you could do it kind of phases out of your life. Like you don't really, I'm not going for PRs anymore, that's for sure. Especially, I mean, I tore my pec, so that was a thing in itself. Like, oh God, I don't want any of you guys to ever go through an injury like that. That was just terrible, I'll tell you. But Cool stuff, guys. I think this year you guys have learned quite a bit, I would say. And that was the biggest thing that I wanted to emphasize on like this podcast is just like this is like our agency, and what it is it's a melting pot of athletes from Division 1 through Division 3. And you guys have all the same goals: to play your sport, to dominate in your sport, to build a profile around yourself and build your brand around your sport. But the biggest thing is like everybody's story is different. And I think that in its own way, through this podcast, people are going to see like Ant is a college athlete, Nick's a college athlete, Jason's a college athlete, but all of your experiences are different, even if it's in the same sport, which that's what I kind of wanted to shed light on through this podcast too, is like just showing more of the personality of our agency and who you guys are. So with that said, now, I've been just thinking about this coming up here and what you guys, have in front of you. You guys got an opportunity to be, starters potentially on, each one of your guys' squads there. Ants is obviously a little different. He was kind of already in that starting rotation, but, he's coming for number 1 this year at WestCon. That's his goal. And I think that he's going to try and live every day to that. But now I just want to kind of touch into some of the things that we do with the agency and how I wanted to grow that with you guys and, alongside you guys and have your ideas implemented. That's the biggest part of the agency, is having your guys' ideas be implemented and be able for you to really, flourish as a business professional as well and learn about the business side of sports, because it's such a big industry now. NIL is NIL is so new. It's only in its 3rd year right now. It's 3 years old. Think about it. I was in college 5 years ago, and NIL didn't exist. There was nothing like it. We didn't have these opportunities. Yeah. Would the best of the best, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, did they have maybe, sort of an easier time working with brands and stuff at that time? Sure. I'm sure some of those guys had brand deals coming out of college and stuff like that, but it's not to the extent where it is today. Especially when you think of what the universities can do now. Universities can pay athletes directly, and you guys obviously being D3 athletes, it's not going to be really much of a conversation around that. But you guys can still take advantage of the NIL space and what it has to offer you as a D3 athlete. Some of the things that we've touched base on, I kind of want to leave to the floor to you guys. Maybe Nick, we can just talk over some of the things that we've done as a group so far and, where we're headed. So, Nick, if you can touch base on a little bit of what we've done, and each of you can kind of chime in on it on the convo too, that'd be cool.
Oh, so like what you've done for me?
Yeah, what we've done together, what we've done with the agency, and touch base on some of the things that we've done in the past year and stuff like that.
Yeah. So Jay has helped me like legit brands reach out in general with Smeeple, Expand, and other brands. I cannot think of the name right now, but those are two main ones that I have on my link tree.
Yeah.
Important.
I mean, I was gonna say, to build into that, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure all the NPU athletes through Nanfito or through NPU have gotten the opportunity to talk with the guys from Expand. I think that's a real good opportunity for everybody to take advantage of. We can all make some money in the NIL space. And another example would be like you hooked me up and connected me with Kiko, my golf sponsorship. So yeah, like you said, the NIL space is still new. So I think there's a lot of room for opportunity to grow. And I think this next year is going to be big for not only me, but for everybody in NPU for sure.
100%. Some of the things that we mentioned in the past that have now come to fruition, or some of our partnerships that we have. Out to Win Sports is a big platform that we're partnered with, where They actually have a marketability platform that each of you guys as NPU athletes get entered into. That platform is marketed to other brands, and that's how a lot of these conversations like Expand, Kiko have come about is through Out to Win Sports. I've been on there as an early adopter. I came on board to, in the front end of things, help them with some of their, site design and bugs that they had to fix out. But I've also been there to, just be a liaison to them. And so pretty soon, actually, I'm coming on as a partner with them. And so going to be pushing their platform a lot more. We're already partners with NPU, but me personally, I'm actually going to be doing some work with those guys pretty soon, which is cool. Pretty juiced up to talk about that. I've got some things in the pipeline too, for you guys. It's gonna be a busy year. As far as the merchandise, that's another thing that, through NPU that we do is, each of you guys gets customized merch to sell. And I want to revamp that this year and really get you guys something new that you're passionate about and that, so what we're going to do moving forward is every time we design you something new, I'll send you guys also a free sample of it. So that way you have it and you can market it and you could sell it that way too. So that's what's to come. And we just did for Charlie, we just made up his hoodie that he did, and he did really well. He had like 15 sales come in. So, something like that, that literally for him, is, an extra, $200-300 in your pocket if you're able to sell them to your family, sell them to your friends, people that like, and it doesn't have to be customized to your name. It could just be a logo of something that you like. That's just another part of the agency and what we do at NPU. So, um, yeah, and that is we're gonna keep continuing those partnerships, guys. Out to Win is sending me companies on a monthly basis now, and we actually have a pretty new one that I can't announce on the podcast yet because we're in just the beginning stages with them. But they are looking for athletes to market their product, and you guys are the first ones on the list of NPU that every single time they're looking for a brand, I send them your guys' names. Like I always get a question like who would be good for this, and I send them all, and because I know each one of you guys are pretty active on socials, and that's going to be a big pillar this year is finding those new brands that are interested to work with you and keep continuing the relationship. Ant's got Kiko Golf now, and Kiko's big name to have. They're a brand new brand. In the past 3 years, but they're going to be a premium golf glove in the industry, I think, for years to come. And it's gonna be cool to see Ant, grow along with them, making content, making marketing, and yeah, Ant, some of the things that we were talking about, I like those ideas for you, man. I think
Yeah.
Going out and doing more videos on the course like we kind of did this past summer, more like whole challenges, stuff like that. I want to get really ramped up on our YouTube page. But
Yeah.
yeah, Nanfito Productions on YouTube. It's where MP College Game Day is. Um, got something in the works that I still can't release yet to you guys. I am in the final stages. I've got a call tomorrow. Should be announcing. I'll probably tell you guys after the podcast, just so you got in the loop. But I can't announce it to the public. But got something really, really big dropping this month, guys. And I'll probably have another podcast when I do announce it with Tucker, business partner. So we will be announcing that at the end of this month. But I am so excited. I am so excited. Oh my God. This is gonna be sick. So yeah, and you guys all have an opportunity to be a part of it too, in your own way. So yeah, we will drop that news later this month, but not yet. So, well, anyways, guys, just thinking about other topics, man. Man, this off season has been insane, insane. I know Nick's smiling over there. They got some dogs over there on the Texans this year, man. CJ Gardner Johnson coming over. How do you feel about that pick, dude?
It was really good. We traded pretty mediocre average offensive lineman for a really high elite safety.
Yeah, Probably,
Just one.
if not one of the best safeties in the league.
Yeah,
Um,
absolute one.
you know,
We should start building that whole lineup. I think we're built through the draft though. We're definitely going to build through the draft.
yeah. I was looking at it, dude. Like CJ Gardner-Johnson was so good last year, and when he was off the field for the Eagles, you could tell. Like you could just tell they were. It wasn't that they were like missing something, but they were missing that it factor that he brought to the table. I mean, it's crazy. My coworker that I work with is a big Eagles fan, and man, he was pissed. He was pissed, to put it say the least. But I heard earlier. Hold on a second. Hello, check, check, test 1, 2. You guys
Yeah,
hear me?
good.
You good? You good? You good?
Yeah.
I heard earlier that you're a Seahawks fan, Jason.
Yeah, I am seeing
How you feeling, man? I mean, big pickup, Cooper Kupp and Sam Darnold. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, but Cooper Kupp, pretty solid pickup, but he's no deep.
Yeah. I mean, I'm cool with those pickups, but like, I don't know why we would trade DK away and just release Tyler Lockett because they're providing good numbers for us.
Yeah, that's facts. That is
They
fact.
didn't like y'all.
Yeah, I mean,
Nah,
They didn't like y'all.
you got to think of you got to think about it though. Like Tyler Lockett has been consistent his whole career. Not saying that DK hasn't been, but Tyler Lockett is one of those guys that's going to stay probably pretty consistent the rest of
yeah,
his career. And then Smith Najigba, he really came on the scene last year. I'll tell you. That was, I think the main reason why DK got out of there. I don't think he wanted to be a Seahawk the rest of his career. Yeah.
because we weren't really giving him any targets.
No, and Smith Najigba was taking targets away from DK.
Yeah.
And that was, but in the same sense, he just went to Pittsburgh, which now George Pickens is going to be taking away targets from him, and Pat Fairmuth too. Like you can't count him out. And
Crash out,
I
do
won't
it.
even comment on my Giants yet because
I'm
not much has really gone down.
thinking about getting Aaron Rodgers.
I don't even know though. He's still in the running for the Steelers too. So
He already signed Daniel Jones.
Giant, huh?
You already signed Daniel Jones, or no, not yet.
I think he went to.
No, Daniel Jones went to the Colts.
Yeah, he went to the Colts.
Colts. I was something I can't remember.
Yeah, we looked at Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I mean, there's options on the board. There's Russell Wilson, there's Kirk Cousins, there's Aaron Rodgers, like all viable options. I mean, it's just I don't know. I don't know what the Giants are thinking. I've heard rumors that they're going to draft up to number 1 and go take Cam Ward, and I don't know how I feel about it, man. Like if you watch Cam Ward in college, he was dominant at Miami, but it's just like you think about it, like this draft class, in my opinion, for quarterbacks wasn't the best that we've seen in the past 5 to 10 years. If you look at picks 1 through 8, they're all pretty much the same, like as far as skill, athletic ability, and pocket awareness goes. Did you guys watch the combine at all or what?
I watched a little bit of it.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, Jackson Dart looked good.
He did.
I mean, I think it's Kyle McCord from Syracuse looked pretty good. But again, in that 1 through 8, selection, it's all pretty much the same. So I don't know what the Giants are gonna do. We'll see. I'm not too overly enthusiastic about our season, but we just got rid of Jason Pinnock, CT guy, to the 49ers. So losing a dominant DB there. It's just I don't know, but we'll see.
We'll see.
We kept Dable. Giving it the benefit of the doubt 1 more year, but that's all they got, man. That's all they got. I don't know about you guys, but
tank for Archie.
that's I mean, no, literally though. Like, I mean, if there's any quarterback that we're gonna want in the next, 2026 draft, that Arch Manning comes to mind.
Yeah.
I mean, keep it in the fam, right? I mean,
But I heard rumors about Shadur though.
What was that?
Y'all might pick Shadur.
Oh yeah. I mean, he was he was up there initially, but I'm hearing that the the Texans may go, or no, sorry, the Titans may go after him. But I don't know.
Titans gonna go after Abdul Carter because they just got rid of Harold Landry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a dog.
He is the dog.
That's Micah Parsons 2.0.
Yeah, 2.0, literally.
Literally.
Yeah. Do you guys see the shade that was going on with Micah Parsons?
Yeah, and D-Law.
And yeah. You
I
guys
love it.
stuff?
I love it.
Yeah, you love it. Whose side you on there?
D-Law, he coming
Yeah.
to the team.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know. I
he,
think
he, he ain't winning a ball without either. He's not winning a ball without either.
yeah. I mean,
Hey, you don't know.
I saw it online and I honestly was like, I'm on his side too. Like, bro, like Micah, like you all right, nothing against the podcast space, but he talks crazy on his podcast. Like, I don't know. I don't know if you guys listened to it or seen any clips, but I was hearing him talk. I was like, dude, you guys haven't even won a playoff game in what, 5, 4 or 5 years? Like, stop. Just stop.
There, I heard
Since-
there was-
And I could talk that. I could talk that because I'm a Giants fan. Like,
Yeah,
that's the only reason why I can say that. But
they said there was some underlying beef in the locker room as well with them too. There was some underlying beef.
yeah,
in their locker room.
they always say that, man. Like, yeah, they probably just didn't see eye to eye ever. Like
Yeah.
you see that sometimes. Like your teammates don't always jive, but it's all good, man. Like I think that now the spotlight is gonna be on Micah, so he's gonna have to ball out. Like he doesn't have any other option, you know.
yeah, definitely.
But any other sports you guys are like into right now? Basketball season's coming up. I mean, March Madness,
March Madness about to start.
tourney time tomorrow. So selection times can be so any
UConn lost last night.
Yeah, watch that loss. That was a rough one.
hate to see it. Hate to see the boys go down like that.
Uh,
You guys got any favorites this year, or you guys
Duke.
Duke? Okay.
I don't know about Duke. Cooper Flag done, bro. He's
Bro, he only has an ankle sprain. He's coming back.
Okay. Cooper Flag back.
back, yeah.
I don't watch basketball.
Don't like basketball. Okay.
I just don't watch it.
As we got it on in the background.
I
The
think
first
Come on,
background of
gotta
the
lock in, Nick.
podcast, man. Gotta get the March Madness updates.
I think the sport I've got into lately was UFC.
Mm.
Yeah, UFC too.
I got
UFC, man. If we're talking UFC, I could talk UFC all day.
I've gotten to UFC.
Did you watch the Pereira fight?
I did watch the Pereira fight. I was at my boy's house.
What'd you think?
I thought Uncle Live was going to win from the start of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
On here.
Yeah, I kind of knew something was up. He just wasn't himself, I felt like, the whole fight.
Yeah.
He dominated the whole fight. He was up against the cage the whole entire fight. I don't care what no one says. That tires you out.
Yeah, exactly.
He was up against the cage the whole entire fight and getting punched right in the face.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
He's probably gonna have that belt fight again, though.
Oh, yeah, he'll get
it's definitely a rematch.
Yeah, he'll get a rematch at that for sure. I mean,
Don't worry, I'll talk to him in Danbury.
yeah, and
That was sick, bro.
talk about that story, man. He went up. You guys were coming up to a red light, and you saw a blue Lamborghini, right?
Blue Lamborghini rolled by us, and I was just like, I tapped my friend Nate. I was like, "Yo, look at that car, sick." Their windows rolled down. It was like 60 degrees out. I look over, dude. Pereira's looking straight at me. I was like, "Oh, shit." Like, oh.
Did you guys like say what up, like, or
Well, I was just like in shock, dude. It was
yeah,
crazy, bro.
yeah, it's pretty crazy. Alex Pereira, Danbury, Connecticut.
Glover too.
What's that?
Glover. Well, I don't know his first name.
Oh, Glover was with him.
Yeah, he rolls with him. He's got his green Lamborghini and they drive together in Danbury. They like train together and all that too.
That's crazy. So you got that's wild.
Yeah.
It's a crazy story. Yeah. Danbury, Connecticut, that's where he trains out of. So I'm sure you will probably see him again,
Oh yeah.
especially now that he took a L.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, Gaethje's fight though. I liked Gaethje's fight. I thought he fought well. Um,
Well,
I'm going to Vegas in May, and I'm trying to they haven't released the card for the weekend that I'm going, but if they have it, I'm going to a UFC event for sure. I hope so. I hope it's there, but we shall.
Just the aura of it is like insane.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think by far the greatest live sports event other than the Super Bowl, I would say. But the past 3 years, I haven't really been enjoying the Super Bowl as much thanks to the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
But
he's
yeah, you can't really hate on greatness too much. They are good, but not this year though. I
yeah,
mean,
I was gonna say not this year.
not this year though.
We got effed over. I'm not gonna lie. The refs. It's the refs. The
That
refs.
and freaking Tank Dell blowing out his knee again was tough.
Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs both blew out their legs.
Yeah, both blew out their eight. Well, yeah,
but Diggs is washed at this point.
He's not. We're not starting this. We're not starting this, Jason. We're
well,
not gonna start this.
At this point,
I heard Diggs was trying to get out of there. No,
yeah,
Well, he was on a 1 year deal,
He's a free agent.
but he was putting up top five numbers when he was playing with us.
yeah. I mean, that's what he
no,
does.
he was for the first half of the season for sure.
And until he got hurt.
Yeah,
Yeah. That boy Nico Collins though, he's a dog.
yeah. Nico Collins is a dog,
Yeah,
but he didn't even stay healthy this year. You guys just had the injury
yeah.
plague this year, which was tough. But
Yeah.
yeah,
We're revamping the whole line now too because they said there's something in like talking about like our O line culture was so bad. That's why they were so bad last year. So they got rid of everybody and
yeah,
said they're just revamping the whole entire O line.
not
Yeah. Good move. That's what Giants need to do.
not a bad move. Yeah, literally. That's what
Giants
the
need to
guys
do too.
Yep. Sounds like we're all in like similar situations, low key.
Yeah.
But
We're starting from the bottom of the barrel, Jay.
oh, dude, we're in the dumpster right now.
You're as low as you could get.
Yeah, the worst you could get, I guess so. But I mean, at least we have Malik Neighbors, like that's promising. And
You have Dexter Lawrence.
yeah, Dexter Lawrence, and
Sexy.
I'd say our D line is arguably the best in the league. Like you got Thibodeau, you got Dexter Lawrence,
You got Burns.
you got like our D line was leading the league in sacks last year for like 14 weeks. So
Until the Texans took over.
yeah, as soon as you get past it, our secondary is butter. So it is what it is,
The Texans took over that straight with Will Anderson
Yeah.
and Daniel Hunter.
Yeah. You guys, your defense is nasty. So, and now that you got CJ Gardner-Johnson, it's even better. So,
Yeah, he's there to help those the young safeties out. We have some good young safeties who are coming off a
Yeah.
great season last year.
yeah, it'll be a fun season to watch. I'm excited. I know you guys are excited. Especially excited for your, seasons that you're going to get to play in this year. Sophomore year is a lot of expectation, and for yourselves, I would assume you guys are, holding yourself to a standard in this off season. And now that you've got a year under your belt, it's time to keep refining, right? And keep the train moving. So I'm looking forward to seeing each one of you guys have the opportunity this year. And, we're definitely, I think, gonna just keep it in an open forum like this and hop on in the future and, have more podcasts this way. I think it gives each of you guys like a chance to tell your story. And I want to do one sort of in preseason and then do one during your season and kind of keep it similar with how we're doing these day in the life videos. I think those have been performing well. Jason, I got to get yours still, and Ant, you still got to send in yours. So I know Ant's on spring break right now. So
For the course to open up too.
yeah, once the course opens up, we're gonna start hammering.
Yeah, you recorded one?
What's that?
Glad to get started on mine. I mean, we just had our first spring ball practice today.
Oh, you did. Cool.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
It went very well. We started out slow, getting the basics of it down.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, spring ball is gonna be starting up for everybody soon. Pretty much spring break is almost over for everybody. So,
Mine starts next week.
oh really? So yeah,
Mine's the 22nd to the 30th of March.
oh
I have a late.
you're late. Yeah.
Mine was
So
last week.
yeah. So do you get out of school later too?
Mid May.
Mid-May.
Same round time.
Yeah.
That's because we have a January semester. So we have something called Jan Plan, where you take one class for the month of January,
Yeah.
and then we have a little Jan Plan break in between transitioning from our January to our February spring semester classes. So we also have like another week break in between that too.
Yeah.
Hmm. Interesting.
I don't even think this mic is on, to be honest with you boys.
Well, we're hearing you well, anyways.
Yeah.
You sounded fine the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. Um, whatever. I guess you can't be perfect all the time. Um, but yeah, guys, I think that was, a really constructive conversation and just a good look into the inside of the NPU program. Is there any other things that you guys wanted to touch base on your seasons or anything that, you think that our audience might be interested in learning about you? Put you on the spot.
Yeah.
About your deal and what your code is.
Oh yeah, yo, Kiko Golf. Go to kikogolf.com. You guys want to pick up a hat, glove, anything for golf? I think he's trying to sell some tees on there too. But yeah, use code ANTGolf to get 10% off first purchase and the following purchase after that.
W promo.
Yeah, and then obviously, if you guys, I don't know if you checked out the link in Nanfito Productions bio, but got all of your merch up there uploaded now. So it's an easy one-stop shop. Just go and check it out. And if you want, so I actually switched from Linktree over to Hoobie, it's called. You guys may have seen it. It's HOO.be. And they just have a little bit more like functionality that you can do with the link in your bio. So was able to like put those in there and got a couple new tabs that are opened up. And then what the announcement's coming at the end of this month, stay tuned for a exclusive Nanfito Productions trademark performance announcement coming at the end of March. Hopefully our goal is to start marketing by April 1st. So hopefully we have like an overall announcement before the end of the month. So looking forward to that. But
Constructed the website too.
yeah, revamped the website, got some upgrades to your guys' store section, changed around the home screen a little bit for the website, and gonna be really revamping. We're gonna be rebranding the NP College Game Day this year. So that'll be under a different name. And yeah, I'm looking forward to showing you guys. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate the time today. Thanks for hopping on the episode 11 of the NPU podcast. We've got Nick Deshong, we've got Jason Fleurejiste, and we've got Anthony Nanfito. Thanks, guys, for hopping on, and we'll see you on the next one.